Does anyone have a pen? Does anyone have a pen? Got one. Got one. It's mixed in. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? How's everyone's evening been? This is what I'm thinking for an isometric gym and a rack here. A rack here. A rogue rack that's built right into the ground that you can do isometrics with. Some hooks to attach the Isomax and the Tindeck unit. And these two are going to be force plates. You know, and we can just add to that, but like kind of thinking about setting up an isometric playground. And this is partly how I've been thinking about isometrics. See that unit there? True stretch. Okay. But that got me thinking of having a specific isometric rack, cage, an isometric cage. And then made me even think even further of having an isometric gym. Tomorrow we're going to do Tindeck unit, and we're going to do max effort, peak force. So right here, see, even right now, I wish there was something I can hook this into. Right here. Hold on one second. Okay. If you can see this here, if you can see that here, this is what we're going to do tomorrow. Is I'm going to put each client in a position that I think is, safe. And I'm going to give them like 6 efforts to try and beat that line. So I wish I can just get this in the shot here. Can I get this in the shot? Maybe I can get this in the shot. Let me see. Basically, I'm pulling on this thing, and it's giving me a read. Okay. And so basically what I'm going to do with clients tomorrow is just have them in their most safest and comfortable position, and then give them 6 chances to just beat that line. So it's a max effort output. Now, of course, be safe. Be safe with that. But that's usually why, I'm going to give them six chances to do it, because the first three pulls are like practice. And then if you can mix in one or two really strong pulls in there once you're feeling strong, that's usually pretty safe. I just wanted to jump on here and see if there's anyone out there in the world that I can help. I need to be of service to others, right? Right, and the lights still aren't great. The light is still not great in here. Still not great. How's that? Is that any better? I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's a little bit better. Okay. So yeah, it makes me want to jump into an isometric workout right now. But it's 8:09. I got to work tomorrow morning. That's the thing about isos is like I could really just do a 5-minute workout with this. Here's the concern though, is if I were to do a 5-minute workout, I would have a couple max contraction compound exercises mixed in there. But I would wonder what that would do to the central nervous system and as it relates to sleep. Like, how would a measured isometric short duration workout affect sleep if you were to do it right before you went to bed? Hi, I just did iso deadlift. See, you can just do the deadlift, like you don't have to load any weight. You can just do the deadlift. That's the thing. I can just literally jump onto the foot plate, hook the tin deck up, and you're rolling. I'm also doing iso overhead press with a supraspinatus tear, and it doesn't hurt it at all. Yeah. You usually get pain there with an overhead press. Plus, with the deadlift, I can push much harder without the fear I might blow out my back. With 180 pounds on the bar moving, I'm petrified. And you mentioned how much you've done before on the Isomax deadlift. Yeah, I was looking at a video the other day. I was doing like a above the knee deadlift randomly for a video. I got over like 450 pounds. It's like I did that in jeans. And I'm not even saying it's cool for me. I mean, it's cool for the exercise. So like you can go do it and work clothes if you needed to, without a doubt. And you can pull that much. You can pull 450 pounds in a suit, in a work suit, and then go right back to work. Plus, yeah, I bent to 200 with the Isomax. Real comfortable. Wow. Yeah. And you said you do a hack squat, right? The hack squat is the bar behind you? Is the bar behind you in that? That might be the best one. Where you're in, like a deadlift, but the bar's loaded behind your legs? Okay, Zercher. Okay. Cool, okay, so Tighten harness. Tighten harness. Um, Tighten harness. Can you see the screen? Tighten harness. Tighten harness. Front. Right here. This must be the one you're talking about. Is this it? Let me wrap my brain around this. Let me wrap my brain around this. Let me think. Where do you put the Isomax bar? Yeah, so okay, so with the Isomax, anything that gets us away from holding the bar is beneficial because Isomax is a lot of forearms and grip and elbows and stuff. Okay, so you put the Isomax on the bottom rungs. Let me think about that. Let me think about that. Oh my god, that's probably killer. I mean, that's probably just wow. I've been meaning to splurge. I've been meaning to splurge on some fitness equipment. It's been a while. Um, I think the Tindeck unit was the last thing that I splurged on, but uh, you know, I have the ISOFIT, the ISOMAX, Tindeck, Bullworker, Harambe system, um, straps, and other isometric things. But I think it's time to get another little tool, a little piece. Wow. So this is used for the Zercher squat. Sick. Maybe I should do maybe I should do a maybe I should do a workout. Um, for coaching cues purposes. I wonder if there's any value for coaching cues. Hmm. Because the coaching side of me comes out workout, during a workout. So I'm wondering if I'm maybe missing any coaching cues because this is more of an interaction conversation. This isn't really a coaching session. Like a Do you know what I'm saying? Like specific detailed coaching cues. I coach football and they call me the detailed coach. Um, the fundamental coach, the fundamentals. So I'd imagine there's I'd imagine there's carryover in my isometric coaching, my personal training. So I'm hoping that I'm not leaving any details off of out of your ears. I could be doing that. That's definitely a possibility. So maybe I can get into a game like setting. Aquahero. All right, Aquahero. Yes, you can suggest something. I appreciate you asking, so it's no longer unsolicited. So continue. We're all on our own cues, but for ISOs, we're all on our own. What do you mean by we're on our own? Hooks in the ground for a isometric area. Hooks in the ground, but not. They can't be trippable. They cannot be trippable. Anything in a gym, you want to keep it off the ground. You want to keep it off the ground. You want to keep it off. I currently train with someone who's been a personal trainer and owned a gym for like 48 years. And he's still doing personal training and still owns the same gym. Him and his wife, she's still doing personal training. And where am I going with that? Oh, I've learned a lot from this guy. Imagine someone who's done personal training for 50 years and just the things that I can learn from him. And one of those is operations or ergonomics, maybe, but keeping things off the floor. Like you would think that's such a simple thing, but that's such a wise thing. It's such a wise thing that comes from experience. Keep things off the floor in a gym. Keep it off the floor. So the hooks, that's what made me think of it is that my trainer would be like, "Yo, you got hooks, you're sticking up off the ground. Like that's a tripping hazard." So there'd have to be a way to up and down. Can I suggest something? Lawrence hit uni business. Personal training is tough, dude. You gotta like people. I couldn't handle people. Um, Lawrence, him and I, Lawrence Neal, him and I have talked on the phone. I met him in person twice or three times, two or three times. I've heard him speak. I'm in contact with him. Yeah, Lawrence Neal, he's a great guy. Really good at what he does. Um, yeah, really good guy. Yeah, I don't even know why I'm a personal trainer because I wouldn't say I like people. Like, yeah, I like people. You know what? I like people. I like people. Hmm. I like people, but I don't really look forward to. I'm not fueled by interaction, face to face interaction, but I do it through personal training. It's just an interesting thing. A lot of the times there, where I'm kind of quiet. Not, I'm quiet when I'm doing my coaching because really there's not much to be said except some coaching cues. I've had this conversation with one of my coaching buddies. Um, you have to get the point across in the least information possible with the least words possible. Yes, I do online, and that's cool too. I've met a lot of really awesome people through online training, and that works pretty well with the Isomax. Works probably best with the Isomax. Or I have clients that just have no equipment and I have them use like a belt or a strap or just their body weight. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nah, nah. What I talk about here, I do in real life. Tomorrow morning, tomorrow morning, dude, I'll have someone in an isometric split squat tomorrow morning at 6:02 a.m. So my workouts are are isometric. So it's like, yeah, what I talk about on here, I actually do with people in real life. And like no one else in the gym does it, and everyone's just I wouldn't say everyone's looking because our gym has personal trainers, so like everyone kind of gets the vibe of they respect the professional setting of personal training. But nobody's doing isometrics. I shouldn't say that because everyone does a little bit of isometrics. They just don't know it. But actually, the physical therapist that works with me, uh, the physical therapist that works with me, he has. I got to figure out what he has a dynamometer with a force plate. He has one. I got to figure out what his is called. Yeah, my in-person workouts. My in-person workouts are in the morning mostly. And they're men 50 and over. Men 50 and over. And they don't want to hurt themselves. They want to have a fairly quick session. They don't want it to be too grueling and boring, but they want results. And they want to have they want to posture the next 30 to 40 years of their lives to be in a good position physically. Want $1 million idea? Do I want $1 million idea? Yeah. 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 I do. I do want $1 million idea. Yeah. I do want $1 million idea. Yeah. Of course. Ladies with osteoporosis. Uh, okay, ladies with osteoporosis, there is a 80% 1 RM protocol, but very risky and needs supervision. Isometrics works the same, pulls on bones, but is 100% safe. Millions of wealthy middle class ladies who need that training. You can make 500 grand a year in this niche. Niche or niche? Niche, 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 niche. Luis, long time no talk. How are you? I'm good. Uh, you know what? I want to show you something. Yeah, I think this is a clinical. Isn't this a clinical practice? Isn't isometrics more of a clinical thing? Right? So, what am I trying to say here? Yeah, I think you need to work with a professional, like a coach for isometrics. I mean, until you got your own setup, like any elderly people should see a clinician. Clinician? Is that what it's called? A clinician? Yeah, I think so. It's a pleasure to see you. Always great content. Thanks, Luis. Or it might be Lewis. You told me this before, and I apologize for not remembering. What was I just gonna do? Oh, okay, hang on. Hold on one moment. Okay. I gotta use ChatGPT. I mean, come on, guys, 1 second. Give me 1 second. Listen, I just ChatGPT'd something, but as I was typing it, I remembered what I needed to look. So I beat ChatGPT to it. This is what I wanted to show you guys. I think this is it right here. There's a couple things I wanted to show you guys. So let's just look at this really quick. John Jaquish. Do you guys know him? John Jaquish. This guy who owns X3. Are you guys still seeing this? This guy who owns X. He made this. He made this. Osseo Strong. Where same idea. You kind of like. I'm pretty sure it's an isometric hold, where you're pressing into an immovable force, and it's for osteoporosis. And this was his company before X3. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. Hey, bro. I just saw your live. My name is Sino. I'm from Argentina. I'm using Google Translate for this. So if you say anything, I won't understand English. But I wanted to thank you for it and the content you make, because I'm a big fan of isometric exercise and you have really high quality channel. Thanks. Altino. So wait, you can't understand what I'm saying right now? From Argentina. Gracias. I'm not sure if that's fits, but it's my best shot. Anyway, what do you guys think about this? And why isn't this a big deal? Why isn't this a big deal? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. There's another thing I wanted to show you. Okay, hang on one second. 1RM. I'm pretty sure. No. No. That's not what I'm looking for. 0RM. Maybe it's this. Nope, it's not that either. All right, anyway. Let me sharing here. I was looking for another thing. 1-rep gym. 1-rep gym. Maybe that's what it's called. I want you guys to see this. Okay, right here. We're going to go share screen. And we're going to go here. You guys still with me? I don't want to see that. About. You got no. Hold on. I'm sorry. Is my content how are my lives? Is the content affected? Is the content affected when I'm looking and searching for stuff? When I'm looking and search for stuff?
Really push it up now. Again, good. That's excellent, excellent, excellent. Keep pushing it out, keep pushing it out. Everything up. Last 3 seconds. Pushing out, 2. Relax. Okay, first.
So basically, this guy is he's got a
Take a couple
isometric
of breaths. Start getting ready.
full body gym. He's got an isometric full body gym. and you push and pull into it, and it records. I'm not. I'm not explaining this very well, guys. You see, push and pull into the bar, and like press here, and it's all in one. You know what I'm saying? You just sit down and there's different attachments. Shoulder press, pull down. So it's like you sit in. Let me read what you guys are saying. Hang on, let me get this out of here. Yeah, you can do that, but with minimal overhead and no machine, you can do it remote. Charge $250 per month for a 30-minute weekly call. Okay, cool. Gracias. Thanks. You got it. I don't love weekly calls, bro. That's my problem. Like, um, I don't like calls. Like, no audio. Hello? Am I back? Hello? How about now? Test, 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 test. It's got to be working, right? Okay. I don't like phone calls. No, I don't like phone calls. I'll answer the phone when my mom calls. But like, you know what I like to do? I like this format here. The live format, I like this. I like this, but like one-on-one weekly calls every week. I need a little bit of action. So like at least my in-person workouts, there's the actual you're in the gym setting, you're out of the house, there's a coffee shop next door, you know, you know, all that. No audio. Why does this keep happening? Dude, I've had this mic for like 6 years. I do need a new mic, you're right. How about now? I got to be back on now. There's just no way I'm not back on now. All right, so what I think I'm going to do next is, man, I hope you can hear me now. Otherwise, this would be not great. What I think I'm going to do next is a live workout. I think I'm due for a live workout, or at least a workout video with coaching cues. I think that's on deck here. And I'm probably going to use Isomax or the 10 deck unit. If we're being honest, between you and I prefer the 10 deck unit because you could use handles with it and use a neutral grip, and also the app capabilities on the phone. So I think what I might do is I might take the Promathian, which is an Isomax workout. Man, I hope the mic is plugged in, or else you're not going to hear anything I'm saying here. Deadlift, curl, shoulder press, 6x6. I'm thinking I'm going to do that, or I'm going to do the Promathian Mark II, which is the front squat, bent row, and chest press. I kind of like this one better. So I hope you guys heard that. I think now's my time to go. Thanks for being along for the ride. Have a great evening. Over and out.